Hi everyone, I'm Banana, the storyteller. Today I'm going to tell you a story about real haunted and cursed objects in the world. The first story is about the Swansea Devil statue. The Swansea Devil, also called Old Nick, is a mysterious and eerie tale from the city of Swansea, Wales. This statue is not only famous for its terrifying appearance, but is also tied to a curse that has haunted the city for decades. The story begins in the 1890s, late 19th century. There was a church in the center of Swansea that was too old and dilapidated. So the city of Swansea wanted to build a new church to serve the community, and the city held a tender to choose an architect for the church. Among the participating architects was a man named William Burgess, a talented but eccentric architect. He was very confident that he would win this competition. But in the end, the city chose Arthur Blomfield's design, and the cathedral was built to that design, which left William Burgess feeling extremely angry and humiliated. After several years, a row of cottages adjacent to the church became available for purchase. The offended architect bought these houses and tore them down. In their place, he erected a red brick building to house the brewery offices. Burgess then secretly hired a sculptor to create a statue of a demon, an image of a devil with a terrifying, grimacing face, which later became known as the Swansea Devil. He then took the statue of the devil back to the red building and placed it in a special position facing the church, so that the Swansea Devil would look straight at the church every day. It is said that when the statue was placed, Burgess cursed that the church would collapse while the statue would remain. And it's strange. During World War II, Swansea, a major strategic target in South Wales, was subjected to heavy bombing by the Nazis. The city was almost completely destroyed. And during a three-night bombing raid in February 1941 by the Nazis, St. Mary's Church was hit and destroyed. However, the building where the statue of the devil was located was not damaged, and throughout the war, the building that housed the devil's statue remained standing, continuing to laugh over the burned remains of the church. The people of Swansea began to believe that the statue actually had supernatural powers, and that it was carrying out the curse that Burgess had placed upon it. The second story is about a chair called Busby's Chair of Death. The chair's story is inextricably linked to its former owner, Thomas Busby. The Busby's stoop chair traces its origins back to the late 17th century in North Yorkshire, England. It was a common sight in the Busby Stoop Inn, a local pub named after a nearby road sign. The chair was frequently occupied by Thomas Busby, a notorious figure in the area. Busby was, for some unknown reason, deeply attached to this object. Old records kept in the inn's archives even talk about Busby's episodes of rage when anyone else dared to sit in his favorite seat. In one instance, Busby attacked and almost choked to death one of the inn's guests who refused to move away from the chair. Near Busby's house, there was a neighbor named Daniel Ottey. One day, Busby went to Daniel's house to play, and Daniel invited Busby to join in counterfeiting money. During their time working together, Busby fell in love with Daniel Ottey's daughter and married her. However, Busby and Daniel's relationship was fraught with tension and frequent arguments, often exacerbated by Busby's heavy drinking. One fateful day, Ottey called Busby to discuss his disapproval of Busby's marriage to his daughter, Elizabeth. The two quarreled again, but it came to a head when Ottey threatened to destroy Busby's prized possession, a chair. Enraged, Busby brutally stabbed Ottey multiple times, an act that ultimately led to his downfall. Following the atrocious murder, Busby was swiftly arrested and sentenced to execution by hanging in 1702. His final request was to have a last drink in his favorite chair at the inn. And as he was led to the gallows, Busby yelled that anyone who would dare to sit in his chair would meet an untimely and often gruesome death. Everything sank into oblivion until 300 years later. Amazingly, after 300 years, our Busby chair still sits intact at the Busby Stoop Inn, and the strange deaths around the chair started from here. During World War II, several Canadian airmen from the nearby base at Skipton-on-Swale who sat in the chair never returned from their bombing missions over mainland Europe. According to reports, their planes were shot down or crashed under mysterious circumstances. The pilots' bodies were never found. In 1970, a roofer sat on the chair. The next day, he fell to his death while working, and the strange deaths related to the chair continued to happen one after another. A maid accidentally accidentally tripped on the chair, and a few weeks later, she died of a brain tumor that she had never had. A delivery man couldn't resist the allure of the chair, tried it, and died in a car accident that same day. And after a series of chair-related deaths, the Busby chair was taken to a museum and hung on a wall to ensure that no one could sit in it again. The third story is about a diamond named Hope. This diamond is famous for its large size, weighing 45.52 carats, and its stunning blue color. The story begins in the 17th century when a 115-carat Golconda diamond was mined from the Kolar mine in Guntur, India. For 2,000 years, Golconda diamonds were the only known high-quality diamonds. After being mined, the 115-carat Golconda diamond was considered a treasure and was offered to the Hindu goddess Sita. In 1666, a French merchant named Jean-Baptiste Tavernier stole the blue diamond from the statue of the goddess and named it the Tavernier Blue. The devotees of the goddess cursed anyone who possessed the precious stone to face misfortune. According to legend, after stealing the Tavernier Blue from India and returning home, Jean-Baptiste Tavernier was later attacked by wolves, leading to his tragic death. The strange events surrounding the Golconda diamond did not end there. In 1668, or 1669, Tavernier sold the diamond to King Louis XIV of France. After purchasing the Tavernier Blue, Louis XIV hired Jean Pitot to recut the rough triangular stone in 1678, transforming it into a 7.1 to 5 carat gem, listed as the French blue diamond. Louis XIV wore the diamond on a gold tie. From this point, a series of events believed to be linked to the curse of the blue diamond began. First, Nicolas Fouquet, a favored financial official of King Louis XIV, wore the diamond, but soon after, he was accused of embezzlement, imprisoned, and died in 1680. Next came the deaths of Louis's children. All of his legitimate children died before him, either at birth or a few months after being born. Lastly, Louis XIV himself died in 1715 from a painful and gruesome necrosis, further fueling the legend of the Hope Diamond's curse. King Louis Axby and Marie Antoinette eventually inherited the French blue diamond. However, by 1793, both were executed during the French Revolution. Marie-Louise, Princess de Lamballe, a close friend of Marie Antoinette, also wore the diamond and was brutally killed by a mob. Wilhelm Falls, a Dutch jeweler who recut the diamond, was allegedly murdered by his son, who later committed suicide. Simon Maonkarides, a Greek merchant, died in a car crash after selling the diamond to Pierre Cartier in 1910. Evelyn Walsh McLean, after purchasing the diamond, faced family tragedies, including her son's death in a car accident. Finally, in 1958, jeweler Harry Winston donated the Hope diamond to the Smithsonian Institution, where it remains on display today. Although many tragic events have been linked to the diamond's owners, researchers believe these events are largely coincidental and embellished by legend, rather than caused by an actual curse. Today, I will stop at the third story. I hope you will support me by liking and subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment if you want me to find out about anything strange.